put the get down. Y'all ain't right, somebody say ah, go sit down.
And we live. Man, what's going on? Breeze and
hello.
How everybody doing?
Hey. Straight.
Everybody straight?
Yep, how about you?
Hey, man, I'm taking it a day at a time, man. Taking it one day. It's about that time, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Essential AF Podcast. I am your host, Jonathan C. Smith. I got my folks with me, man. My co-host, I got my homie, Lee Johnson. Hold me down. What's going on?
Hey.
What's good with you? You all right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
In a week.
It's been a week. It has been a week. And my homegirl, man, she been riding with me forever. Been holding me down for a long time now, man. The Millie Jackson, the Facebook.
Right, hunching up and down your timeline.
Stacy, Camille, Twan, what's going on, love? How you doing?
Man, if I could just get my hand around one racist, honky head motherfucker. Anyway.
We gonna get into it. Hey,
anyway.
That's what the show is about, y'all. We gotta talk about it. You know, normally we would try to formulate a show as far as having, you know, wide arrays of different topics and stuff. But with this particular show, we got to keep it real. We got to go into what's been going on in this country. Earlier this week, the tragic murder of our brother George Floyd up in Minnesota at the hands of 4 policemen. Who had their knee on his neck. One policeman, Derek Chauvin, has been charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter. We're waiting on other charges to come for the other policemen involved. And the spark that his murder has given this country, the protests that have taken place across this country over the last several days has been something that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. And people are angry. We're hurt. We're upset. And we're going to focus this show on getting some answers. We got to get some answers, Black people. We got to find out what we're going to do. We got to figure some things out on our end. We got to pose some questions out there. We put the question of the day out there, question of the week. Is it time to separate economically from society? Is it time for Black people to separate economically from society? We talked about that earlier in the week. We're gonna get into that also, man. We're gonna talk about everything going on in the country, and we got a lot of people that want to jump in and give their thoughts on everything, man. We're gonna get to everybody coming up in a moment. Make sure you join in on the conversation. Join us live right now on Facebook. Go like and share our page, Essential AF Podcast. Make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube channel also when the show's over with. #Essential AF Podcast, man. Hey, I just want to go ahead and get into it. We're going to go ahead and get into it, man. Before we get to everybody, all our Essentialites, everybody waiting to join us here on the show, I want to go ahead and get you guys to initial take so far, man. Stacy, I'm sorry, Lee, let's start with you first, man.
I mean, what is there to be said that hasn't already been said? I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm frustrated. I'm afraid. All of those, whatever adjective that you can find, that is how I'm feeling right now. We're at a time where it's kind of like a perfect storm of everything happening. You know, I think of it as like we've been locked down because of COVID-19. So a lot of pent-up frustrations are happening, and it's just exploding just all around the United States. You know, I want to say that I'm happy that voices are being heard, but at the same time, again, that fear factor, voices are being heard, violence is happening, looting is well, I don't really care about the looting. You know, loot if you need to loot, that's your prerogative, but I just don't. If this is the new normal, then I don't even know what is going to happen after. Because, you know, this is. I've been around. You know, I was alive during the '92 riots in LA. I was living in San Diego at the time when the 4 officers were acquitted for Rodney King, and even though LA was about 100 miles away, it was still felt in San Diego. And it was just an explosion. And that's what's happening right now. All across the United States, there is this gigantic explosion of people that are frustrated. And I think what's interesting about this is, compared to generations past, it's possible that with this generation, that with these riots, that perhaps actual change is going to happen. I'm hopeful. I'm a little bit skeptical, but I'm hopeful maybe this time around some actual things will change.
Stacey, I'll throw it to you. Do you believe that all the protests, all the frustration that is building up across the country with minorities in regards to the way that we're treated in this country, do you believe that the things that have taken place this week, will that bring about change in the future?
I don't know. I don't know what to believe. The climate hasn't been like this before, so there may be some slight, maybe a little something, because it's some white folks who sick of the shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when you get the white man sick of the white man, it's a motherfucking problem. You see what I'm saying? So possibly, but I know we're not dealing with solutions yet, so I'm not going to tell you what I believe that it is. But there is one, but nobody thinks about it until this shit happens. We never think about solutions until the shit jump off. So when we had all this stimulus money like a month or so ago, and your tax money, you weren't thinking shit about this.
No doubt.
And the disadvantage is, to me, for a lot of the younger people, they didn't grow up at a time where this was even prevalent. Like some of the statements that Lil Wayne made or whatever, he mentioned something about how, I forget. First of all, he think that he really almost put it back on black folks, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then he said something a little weird another time. But in thinking about like him and people like him, they didn't grow up. Didn't nobody teach them shit. They didn't have that around. That wasn't the environment he grew up in. I don't think that that's an excuse.
Right.
But at the same time, and I feel like I didn't get off on something else. But still, my point is, I think that because based on maybe when the time that we grew up, there's a different type of energy from each. Because my folks, they had me on Black Power shit, and any of my classmates watching, they'll tell you, I don't talk about it a lot on Facebook because at 14 and 15, I'm debating grown ass men. I got sick of that shit, and you ain't listening. So, but anyway, what's up, Brandon?
What's up, B?
What's going on?
Hey, man, you got it, man. Hey, listen, before we get to everybody that wants to jump in on the show and share their thoughts on everything going on in the country, do you want to give us some quick thoughts real quick, Brandon?
I'll wait till everybody else.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's open it up, man. I know everybody's wanting to get in and share their thoughts, man, because, people are hurting. Protests are taking part all across this country, man. Chicago, Atlanta, Memphis, and shout out to everybody that has been protesting here the last couple of nights. Matter of fact, there's a protest going on tonight downtown Memphis at the Civil Rights Museum, starting in about the next hour or so. And all the Memphis protests have been going peacefully. No looting, no rioting. I mean, no. Everything's been peaceful. Everything's been peaceful so far here in the city.
And how ironic is that?
Yeah.
Memphis being labeled as one of the most violent cities in America. We are one of the leaders in one of the most peaceful protests across the United States. That is absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and open it up so everybody can jump in. We're being joined by one of our essentialites right now. What's going on, Sharita?
Hey, Sharita.
What's up? Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
I can't wait to hear, because I know you got some shit to talk.
Hey, Sharita, let's keep it real. Let's go.
I'm definitely gonna keep it real. I'm first going to say, from the standpoint of a mother with a son who is 27 years old, who looks like a grown Floyd, Mr. Floyd.
Right.
My heart It hurt. I have not watched the entire video. I only watched the beginning, and I seen the clips, the pictures, and that's all I could say.
Yeah.
I don't see how anybody in their right mind could say that that man was not murdered by those police. Number one. Number two, do I think there's going to be any change? No. The change is not going to come until we as a people finally unite. All the protesting, all the looting, all of that, that's fine. I ain't mad at them. But after that, who's going to make the demand? Who's going to tell them what we want after this? Because if there's nothing done, if we don't make demands and those demands are not met, then it was for nothing. It was for nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see, what will happen over these next several weeks to come. But like I said, we're looking for answers. We got a lot of questions, not a lot of answers, Sharita. We put a question out there earlier this week as far as should Black folks separate economically from society? Do you feel like that would have an impact on things if we did that?
You goddamn right. We should have been separated. We never should have integrated. That was the problem. We actually thought that the white man's water was colder than the ones we had. That was the problem. That was the problem. And there are too many of us that still think white is right. I can't stand them. Y'all can go back somewhere. Y'all ain't got to come here with us. Stay on over there with them. We do need to separate. And it ain't about we can't be scared to do it because people are saying, well, look what they did to Black Wall Street. Look what they did to this and look what they did to that. Okay, that was then. We are a smarter people. We are more advanced people. We have more resources now. So you can't tell me if you're gonna allow them to do what they did to Tulsa, then you the fool. It's too many of us that can stop it. It's too many of us that everybody ain't got to be a goon. I had a conversation with a guy, a friend of mine. He had to call me because he knew I was going to go off the edge. He had to call and calm me down. Cookie Jones. I'm going to give him his credit. He called me and he told me, and he calmed me down to the point where he said, look, goons got a place, and, the people that's going to make things happen got a place. We make our demands. The demand ain't met. We send the goons out. Mm-hmm. And we keep sending the goons out until y'all give us what the hell we want. And it ain't about giving it. We're going to take it. We're going to take it. And that's what we got to do. But we won't come. 5 of us won't even come together. 5 of us won't come together, let alone 500.
No doubt. Hey, Sharita, listen, we love you, man. Like I said, I've been knowing you seems like forever now, and I know your heart is in the right place, man. And I just appreciate you, being the strong Black woman that you are. Okay.
I appreciate you as well.
No doubt, man. And we gonna holler at you.
Thank you, Sharita.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, Sharita.
Bye.
Yeah, man. Sharita will keep it real, man. Every
All the
time.
time.
You know what I'm saying? If she don't do nothing else, she gonna keep it real. Absolutely. That's what the show's all about. Like I said, normally we would have all kinds of different topics we talk about, but we would be remiss if we didn't focus the show this evening around the state of our country and everything going on right now with police brutality and, man, just the way that we're treated in this country. It's time for change, and we're looking for answers. We got questions. We're looking for leadership to address those questions. And Brandon, like you said, man, it's tough times, man. I feel like we're at a state, of our nation where we're gonna go one way, man. Either we'll go this way or we're gonna go the other way. Now, the other way may not be nothing pretty, man. As far as violence and more bloodshed. So, as far as it goes, Brandon, what's your thoughts, man, as far as, do you see possible change on the horizon, or do you feel like, this is gonna be like sign of the times, basically, and more to come?
I mean, to put it in this standpoint, history repeats itself. Right, basically what we're saying right now is history from the from the 60s of how we were doing the rioting, and then you go to the rioting during Rodney King. And shout out to Lee too for saying that Memphis is one of the most peaceful protests, which it is. But how long is that going to last? It's the thing. We haven't, burned down any buildings or pulled down any statues yet, but more likely it's going to happen. Especially with the coming of multiple protests coming in the future. But to get to the point, I understand that a lot of people are angry because of the, a lot of the police brutality that's going on. Until these police officers that feel like they need to kill someone, especially unarmed people, until they stop trying to put that S on their chest, the moment they put that badge on and feel like they have the right to take somebody's life and put that person's life in their hands, it's never going to stop. Because you got people that's on the force that, they just say, for instance, they weren't the most popular people in school, or, they weren't the most social person, out there, in the group or whatever. They joined these, particular organizations to be able to have power that they would normally won't have as just a regular person. And then, they take that, I just say, that anger out on people because of the power that they do have. And just say, for instance, like that, and I'm not saying all police officers, but you do have those police officers who were bullied when they were younger, and people always bring that up, but I don't know what this man's situation was, but until we start to be more interactive with these police officers, when we see things going on, it's going to continue to happen. Instead of just recording, putting out your phone, more likely the police officers are outnumbered. I put a question out there, if you see somebody that's being, choked by a police officer, what would you do? Would you continue to record? Would you kick him in the face with a steel-toed boot? Well, what would you do?
Mm-hmm.
And I think now that, in the times we are right now, and because of what just happened recently, I think people are going to become more vigilant now. They're getting tired of it. And it's just, you can only kick a dog so many times before it starts to bite. And I think it's really fit to be some hell going on, because you got cities now that's protesting, and you got Nashville that's burning shit down. You got Minneapolis burning shit down. And, people say, oh, you messed up your community. Fuck the community, because the community ain't ours anyway. We don't own shit. So I feel like do what you got to do to get your voices heard, because they're not hearing us. So sometimes action has to take place, in order for, some things to get done. And
Absolutely.
So until you start packing and getting your permit and having your gun on you, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. And I'm not saying that, you have to do that with every officer, but if you feel like your life is in jeopardy of a hand of another human, then you got to do what you got to do, because you do have a right to protect your own life.
One thing I wanted to bring up, and maybe some of you have seen it, I don't know, I haven't seen it in any of the local news reports, but remember several years ago when we shut down the bridge, and then the next day the mayor came in and had leaders, and we had that big group meeting and everything. Where is Strickland right now? Has Strickland said anything?
Nigga, booty tight.
Because this is the moment where, yes, we're having peaceful protests and everything's peaceful right now. That could only last for so long. Where's our mayor? Where's both of them? Where's Harris? Where's Strickland? To offer some type of leadership, to say something instead of just, hey, you want to have, you want to think the good of people, but the good of people lasts for so long. But you need to have that strong leadership. And where's that leadership now for this city? We're quiet now, but I've lived here 20 years. We know, and some of you have lived here possibly your entire lives. We know how long that quiet lasts. So where's the leadership?
Absolutely. Like I said, leadership is definitely lacking. And Brandon, to follow up with what you were saying, as far as these scary ass police officers, like I said, if you know growing up that, you were a nerd, or, whatever the case may be, you were bullied, and then you become a police officer and you kind of want to extract that revenge on civilians when you know you scary as hell. Like that police officer may not be the job for you. You know what I'm saying? Go be a librarian. Go work at a gas station. You know, just go do something that you know your scary ass would be cool, you know, doing. Because being a police officer, they work for us. You're supposed to protect us, not beat us, not kill us. You're supposed to be there to protect us, but they so damn scary. And then when you give a punk a gun, like I mean, what you expect to happen?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They feel like they have license to shoot us and strike us down when they know damn well they're not supposed to be a police officer, man. An officer is supposed to be a noble position. It's supposed to be someone that's looked upon in the community very, very favorably, very highly. Children look up to police officers. But you know what the narrative is going to be going forward as far as young black boys? They're going to be scared to death of police officers. We have to, as fathers, we have to tell our children. Matter of fact, man, I had to talk to my son last night. He's 12 years old. You know, he didn't know anything about George Floyd or anything, but I felt it was my duty.
Mm-hmm.
It was my duty as his father to let him know what's going on, man, and to raise hypothetical questions like, you know, what would you do if you're in a traffic stop when you get older? How are you gonna react? You know, and it was some things he never even thought about before. But going through my experience, I had to share with him what I had to deal with. I've never even told this story before, but driving, you know, when you drive through Texas, that's tough. It's especially on us. It's tough. Driving through small towns, going through Houston, because, you know, that's a route that, you know, as far as drugs through Mexico, you know, that a lot of people get pulled over for. There has not been one time driving through Texas where I've not been pulled over. Every time, either going or coming back from Houston to Memphis, I've been pulled over at least once for no reason whatsoever. And each time they find a different reason to pull me over. Real quick story. My son, he was just a baby, an infant at the time, maybe about 5 months old. It was me, my son, my daughter, and my then wife at the time. And we're driving back from Memphis, going back to Houston, going to a small town in Texas, and I get pulled over for no reason. The cop sees it's me, my son, my daughter, and my wife at the time, and he asked me to get out the car. And so I obliged to get out the car. And at this point, this officer is looking for any reason, and I'm not trying to give him any reason to do anything. So he looks in my eyes. He says that my eyes look real jittery. And I'm like, sir, I'm just tired. He said he looks at my hands look real jittery, like as if I'm on something. And then he asked to check my car. He wanted to search the car, the trunk. I obliged. I was like, sir, go ahead. You can check the trunk. He checked the trunk. He called his backup. It's like 4 or 5 cars that came out there also. But just at that moment, man, I'm like thinking, man, are they going to plant something in my trunk? You know, like at this point, I mean, I'm scared. But at the same time, I have to be calm. I got to be cool because they looking for any reason to pull their guns and you know, and that could be it for me. It could be over with. You know what I'm saying? So just like that. And like I said, my story is not unique. It's plenty of black men that have gone through, you know, similar situations. But just at that time, being in my 20s, man, just thinking like, wow, like my life was literally on the line for no reason at all, man. And it's, you know, situations like that just make you angry and make you want to just hurt somebody. But
hey, I mean, when I lived in San Diego with my older brother and my older brother Dominic, lifelong military guy, lieutenant colonel in the Army. You know, when I was still a teenager in high school, you know, driving around, we had a little hoopty. There have been countless times that we were pulled over for the wonderful, infamous fit the description situation. And one time we were leaving the comic book store, and we're driving back home, and we got pulled over because we fit the description of something.
Like I said, it makes you want to holler, man, throw up both your hands because you feel like you're hopeless. And that's why I understand why people are light things on fire, man, and breaking into stores. Like that's not something I would do personally, but I understand the frustration. I understand where they're coming from. Like we've tried to protest peacefully. We've taken a knee. Y'all didn't like that. We can't. Like what can we do at this point to make you just listen and understand you're hurting? Then we're trying to figure out where we belong in society. And Stacey, to bring you in, it's just at a point where, like I said, we talked about it earlier in the week. I'm not even a gun person. I'm not. I've never been. But I'm about to register to go ahead and get licensed and get trained to use a firearm because I feel like we're at a point in our country where it's necessary.
Yeah, and teach your son teach him how to shoot too. I don't have any kids and shit, but it's no way that I would know and I wouldn't teach them. They need to know. They need to know because if they got to save your ass and their gun right there, they need to shoot their fucking target. They don't need to be shooting you and knocking your ear off and shit. They need to shoot that damn your enemy, whoever it may be. So don't just do it for yourself and not your kids. Like you waited until yesterday to tell him. I knew that shit when I was already 7. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you didn't have a real reason to even have to think that it was necessary.
Right.
So I think that we have a responsibility. Look, I know social media and the things that they teaching now is you feel like it's of the past and it's old school shit. Man, that shit is visiting you. And it's at your motherfucking doorstep. For all y'all who thought that was old shit, man, that shit is coming back. It ain't never left, really. I'm like, LL don't call it a comeback. It's been here for years. I looked up the other day about how police brutality and like when it not really when it started, because they're not gonna document when it started for us. First of all, the police department, from what I looked up, came out like around the late 1800s. They didn't start really charting or recording police brutality against black people until around the 20s. Well, that's mainly because they didn't consider you as a human anyway, so it was no need to record it. You just an animal anyway. So that shit been going on long before now. Social media wasn't out for it to, for us to see it. And I'm going over to black on black crime because I gotta touch on this. I've seen so many people with your self-hating ass. That shit so damn crazy to me. What the fuck? The police brutality got to do with a nigga on some black on black crime. Those are two different things. The term black on black crime, look your shit up. You can check the Smithsonian Museum info. That term didn't even come up until around like the late 60s, early 70s. It was black power shit going on. The civil rights was going on. So they're going to throw out little terms and little jargon to throw your ass off. And a lot of y'all fell for this shit. Black on black crime. White on white crime. All that shit is real, but there's only one term. If you look up black on black crime and look up white on white crime in Google, you're going to get two different things. It's almost like that shit ain't even real, because they don't feel like that's something that they do. So my thing is, people always want to say, so what did we do? So you dealing with a person or a race, they are the architects of fuckery. They are the arch deceivers of the world. So how the fuck can you say it's us? That shit came from there. You stole a whole group of people. You stole a whole continent of people. And then you gonna say we the robbers, nigga? Y'all rape folks. You put motherfucking smallpox in folks' blankets and got rid of a whole race. Man, fuck out of here. Don't get me on it.
Man, well, hey, that's why we're doing this show this evening. We got to go in. We got to talk about it. It's just we're at a point in our country where we need answers. We need answers, and we're scared. We're hurting. We're frustrated, and this thing is gonna bubble over to a point where it is what it is, and like I said, we're going to get justice one way or another. One way or another, we're going to get it. And like I said, we're going to leave it up to the powers that be to decide how that's, what the method's going to be that we're going to achieve that goal. Mm-hmm. Essential AF podcast show, we going in right now, man. We're talking about the state of our country. We're talking about the George Floyd murder. We're talking about the protests, everything that's going on in America today. And we're being joined right now by my brother, man, my friend, one of the funniest dudes in the city, in the country, in the world. I wish he was joining us on different circumstances, but it is what it is, man.
He can come back.
Rob Love, what's going on, man?
What's up, fam? How you doing, bro?
Oh man, everything's love, man. Appreciate you joining us, man. Like I said, you're a real stand-up guy, man. I'm glad you joined us today to discuss what's going on in our country right now, man. What are your thoughts right now, Rob, on everything that's going on?
Man, it's kind of complex, to be honest with you, man. Like, I think that it's a time that needs to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a person that talks about, recognizes the flaws with the school system, the flaws with a lot of stuff that's going on in the world, flaws with the way people have not been appreciated. This situation has made us appreciate people more. And what's going on with the George Floyd situation is causing an upheaval or uprising that we've seen before to some degree, but this one feel a little bit different in that the young people are doing it a little differently. Like, they come into your house, you know what I'm saying? It's personal, you know what I mean? And then one thing I'm proud of is that it's not just people of color. It's less melanated people, you know what I'm saying? Quote unquote white people that's speaking up for injustice. So I think it's gonna take everybody speaking up for the actual change to happen. We can't have change and we can't say we tired of this shit and then it still be the same. The only way that you really gonna get to something new is if you destroy the old. So, and I'm not an advocate for riots and all that there, but I'm not against it if it brings forth positive change.
Absolutely. Well said, bro. Anybody got any questions for Rob? Y'all go ahead.
No, he sound like he on the same page we on. We got to get him back when it's a little bit lighter, so he can tickle our fans a little bit. Shit.
I mean, it's light. It's light. It depends on what level you on, man. It's light. It's light. It's heavy. It's all inclusive, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because it's light in the fact that we are blessed to be in this time that we can appreciate our loved ones and we can appreciate, stop and smell the roses to some degree. But at the same time, though, you know, if you want to be a part of change, or if you want to witness change, or if you tired of this shit, then it ain't a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all the way bad because it's got to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be not necessarily casualties of war is not what I want to say, but it's people are that cause this stuff to happen. I feel like it should have happened with Sandra Bland. I'm happy this happened. I need it to continue to happen so it ultimately stops happening.
Right on. Yeah.
I don't think I said that right, but y'all know what I'm trying to say.
No, we got
Absolutely.
Hey, Rob, one of the things that you mentioned was talking about how, the discrepancies with education. As an educator myself, do you think that should be the first, stop? Like, we should start at education and build up? Like, where should we start in terms of making these changes? Like, we're doing the writing and everything right now, but when hopefully all of this quiets down, where does the build up begin?
I'm going to answer your question. I just want to salute you for your efforts with children. Ironically, I think I may have subbed for your class or something, but back in the day, bro. So I just, when I saw you and I heard you speak, I was like, I know this brother. You have been putting forth effort. You do got boots on the ground, putting in work with the youth. So I salute you. I think the effort I think it starts with the police system. I think the police system needs to be changed first. And I think where an area where it can be improved is that it needs to be a cycle or a rotation of police officers. Police officers don't need to stay in the same part of the policing system. Like, you don't need to be on crime for 5 years straight. You need to be on crime for 1 or 2 years maybe, and then you shift to community. That means your time now is in community centers. You're not so much involved with crime, and being able to see the youth are different. You don't have the same light. If you working with black kids or if you working with any human being at their worst for 5 years, you're gonna develop that's a bad person. That's a bad you're gonna instinct. So we have police officers who are subconsciously trained to hate us.
Oh, damn.
You don't get a chance to step away from seeing me in a thug situation or just in a criminal situation. You're going to think all my people ain't criminals. All people are criminals. So get them in a situation where they serve in the community, doing community work. Get them a situation where they get a break from all that. They could just be in the desk or something, be in the office. But they need a cycle. You know what I'm saying? You don't need out of shape officers trying to be police officers. Hey, if you out of shape, you need to be, you know what I'm saying? You need to be in a desk. You need to give
No
up
doubt.
that part of it because that ain't what you here for. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's the police system we need to start with for the improvement. But the education system would be right behind it or right next to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Rob, yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that. I love everything you said, man. That's some great points there, man. Hey, Rob, like, I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you're a busy man. I know you got a lot going on. Hey, real quick, tell people about your podcast, man.
I got the Real and Funny podcast, man. I do it. I'm still trying to get in the rhythm of doing it I think I do it every Tuesday. I just have different variety, just real and funny conversations with human beings I've met on my journey of life thus far. Some people in entertainment, some people with different experiences that can hopefully share some kind of enlightenment on your life, but just kind of encouragement, man. I'm just, whatever I'm encountering, I want to feed love to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of negative going on. And I ain't in no rush, man. I had a call earlier, so, I'm here for a minute, but it's really just about feeding the world some positive energy, some love. Like, it's a lot of negative out here. And I'm not saying the negative not justified, but, I just want to be an opposing force to the negative.
No doubt. Absolutely, man. Like I said, it's always been love, with you, man. My guy, shout out to Reggie Jr. Also, man, y'all one of the funniest, some of the funniest guys in the city, man. And y'all been doing y'all thing for some years now, bro. So, you always got love here, man. And anytime, bro, anytime you want to come back on, we got you, man. We got you, my guy.
Y'all keep doing your thing. I see y'all got an eclectic bunch here, man. So y'all keep doing positive things. You got to hear these perspectives, and we got to also turn these perspectives into action. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm proud to see action. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Action I necessarily take, but I'm proud to see action, and I want to see progress from this action. So
there it is.
These talks and these conversations breed forth that. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, if the person isn't already inspired, the next generation is inspired to do something great too.
Absolutely. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all go follow my guy on Instagram right now, Rob Love Funny. Once this Corona thing clear up, man, you're going to be able to catch him all across the country doing shows and everything. One of the funniest comedians in Memphis, like I said, in the state, in the country. My guy, Rob Love. Appreciate you, my guy, man. Let's do it again soon, man.
All right, blessings, man. Y'all be good out here. Stay
safe. Love, man. Love.
Good.
Absolutely, man. My guy, Rob Love, man. Let's keep it going, man. That's good. Hey, I love some of the things that Rob was saying, man. He made some very
good idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Like I said, we want to keep this thing open, man. Keep it open up for everybody to basically chime in and get their thoughts off, however they feeling, man. Everything's going on in the country. I like to call our folks essential lights, and one of our essential lights, she's been riding with us for a long time also, man. The homie Panisha. What's going on, P?
What's going on?
What's happening with you?
Man, it has been a emotionally challenging week, as it has been for a lot of people around the nation. I have actually had to take a mental break from social media. I was constantly being inundated with the stories, and I've literally cried. I don't have any children, but I have 6 brothers. I have a ton of nephews. So, I'm just at the point, what did the nation expect? What the hell did they expect? How long did they think we were going to continue to see our Black men murdered? Exactly. At some point, we was going to burn this shit down.
What she said.
And absolutely. I'm at the point, I really want people to take into account as far as just trying to maintain your mental health, because this stuff will make you go out in these streets and do something ignorant. Because I know right now, if I was out there and somebody tried me, somebody racist tried me, I ain't going to have the patience to deal with them in a civil manner. Not right now. Not today.
Not today.
So I don't give a damn about them burning shit down. This country was built on the backs of my ancestors. we can burn this shit down because we built it anyway.
Mm.
And if we burn it down, maybe we'll have an even playing field
Yeah.
to build it back up.
Great gift right here.
I mean, at the end of the day, in 2015, that racist white boy went into their church and murdered those black people. They got him Burger King.
Yeah.
We saw George Floyd murdered. And it took them days to arrest one officer when there was many others present. I don't think people understand the trauma that causes throughout the black nation. So yes, we burning shit down. And like I say, for my family, if you think I'm gonna sit there and watch you kill my brother or my nephew, all our mama's gonna be crying that day. Period.
Mm.
That's right.
Better die trying at least.
It's ridiculous. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, Panisha, but like I said, I can feel it. You know, I can feel it coming from you right now. Just the hurt and the anger that we're all feeling, and we're all trying to find our best ways to express it. You know, but you definitely, you know, you hit home with what you just
Hell
said.
yeah.
You said that was on point right there, and I appreciate you, man. Like I said, you've been a homie for a long time. I appreciate, you know, the sister that you are, the strong black woman that you are, and you know, just keep your head up, man. Just try to find the positive, even though it's hard to find right now, man. But just know we all here with you. We all feel the same way.
Right.
Yeah, honey, but you put that thing, you said that shit. Now you said that. That's all I'm saying. See, I don't want to be the only woman talking like that. Because when I'm talking like that, niggas be looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm sick of all that weak ass shit. Every time you look around, they trying to take up for that motherfucker and not really stand up and do what you should do.
Right.
Man, it's just, man, look, man, you said that shit.
So if a racist person kill me, to my friends and family, don't make no t-shirts for me. Don't make no marches. Burn this shit down. Period.
There it is. Hey, Panisha, appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. You are an essential light. You are an essential woman. You know, you're essential. You're essential AM.
You hear me? You sure appreciate you.
Let me just shout Stacey Sabrina out. I had a reading on Friday, and it was awesome. It was a great experience.
That's what's up.
Good.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience. So definitely hit her up, you guys, for your tarot readings.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having me on here.
Thank you, Panisha.
Everybody take care of your mental health, y'all.
Yes.
Well said, Panisha. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, that was good.
I want to hit on something that she said about burning things down. And I think that's really interesting because, you know, look at it from a sports angle. You know, we see teams that, you know, blow up the teams and then they have to build them back up. Think of it like this, you know, if it is a situation where everything gets burnt down, as many of our guests have said, the nation was built upon our backs.
Right.
So if stuff is getting burnt down, they're going to need us to build it back up. Doesn't that give us the negotiating power to build things up the way it needs to be for all of us? Think about that for a second.
Right on. Yeah.
It could.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, you know, we got a bunch of questions, man. We're looking for answers, and we're going to get them one way or another in this country going forward. Essential AF podcast show. We only got a few minutes left, man. It's been a great show. Appreciate everybody that has checked in on us, man. And their thoughts, man. Like I said, you can just hear the anger. You can hear the frustration and you know, our people's voices right now. And they're trying to find the best way to express it, just like we all are. You know, going into this show, I wasn't worried about likes and viewers and all that. Like that's going to come. But I just wanted us to have that platform to be able to get some shit off our chest, man. You know, and we just at a time and point right now where we got to figure out which way we're going to go. And, you know, hopefully, you know, this show and others like this one, you know, just kind of help, basically help us realize, what we got to do as a people to try to overcome this nonsense and this foolishness. We're about to get on down, going out of here, man. Unpopular opinion coming up in a few moments here. Lee, Stacey, and Brandon will have 2 minutes to share their final takes, final thoughts on everything that's going on. As always, man, guys, shout out our sponsor, Absolutely Platinum Cleaning, residential and commercial cleaning. I had Miss Fatima Parks come to my house yesterday. She came to the house yesterday. Her and her cleaning crew, they came through, man. This house is sparkling right now, man. It smells so fresh and so clean. Thanks to Miss Fatima Parks and her crew, man. They did a great job. Make sure y'all hit her up with all of your cleaning needs. Hit her up, give her a call, 901-679-4141. I said 901-679-4141. You can also hit her up, email absolutelyplatinumcleaning@gmail.com. Absolutely Platinum Cleaning, proud sponsors here of the Essential AF podcast. All right, y'all, it's about that time. But before we get out of here, man, unpopular opinion. 2 minutes to share your final thoughts. Let's start with Lee.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this particular point in time, I think that it's important that we read. Stacey brought it up with doing research. This is a time especially for us in our community, to not be afraid of doing research and understanding a lot of things that's going on, understanding what black on black crime, that myth, the idea that people of color can be racist, which is bullshit, understanding where we came from in the past to understand where we're going in the future. Do not be afraid to pick up Baldwin, any of the books from people in the past. We have to understand what's going on. We have to look at everything from so many different angles. If we do that, that better prepares us for what lies ahead, because this actually is not the new normal. It is not the new normal unless we create the new normal for ourselves. And we do that with research. We do that with education. We do that with conversation. And we do that by asking the difficult questions.
Yes.
No doubt. Well said, Lee. Brandon, what you got, man?
I just want to take a time out to just say, pray for the police officers. I know a lot of us probably have friends as police officers. I know all police officers are, bad police officers, and they're human also at the end of the day. Just all I want to just say, just keep them in the prayers, because the times we're living in right now is the times now are inevitable. So you just don't know what's going to happen. You got people that's fed up. There's people that, that's organizing things that's probably going to be worse than what we've been seeing lately in the news right now. So I just want to say and use my time to say, just to uplift your people, pray for your people, kiss on your people, tell your people you love them, things like that, because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring at this time. So.
Yeah, that's what's up, Brandon. Absolutely, amen to that. Stacey, let's go, honey.
So for me, I would like to challenge us, our show and others too. So I think, and we talked about this. So let's try to buy black, y'all. I don't care what it is. Let's do this. Let's set up a goal amongst ourselves so that on Black Friday, the real Black Friday in November, that we don't spend a fucking penny with them motherfuckers. You hear me? I'm talking about go on and start practicing now. Figure out where you're going to get your shoes from and all this shit. Whatever you're trying to find, go ahead and start networking. Cindy posted in the comments the black business, the African American commerce, where you can find the list of African American businesses. It's under the post, so y'all can look under there and find it. But let's start buying black so that on Black Friday, you don't be weak and start shopping. That's where you're going to hit them at. It's the economics. We spend so much money with them and nothing with ourselves. So you got to spend your dollar with your black brother and your black sister. You got to. Yeah, they attitude shitty, but ain't now one of them treated you like this motherfucking cracker did all these years. Not one of them. Not motherfucking one. Yeah, I know. I done had some white folks treat me better than black. We talking about the masses. We're not talking about your own personal. We talking about the whole. We talking about the big picture, and we as a whole collectively, shit, we the big picture. We the picture. So my thing is, let's just gather our dollars, figure out how. I don't care if it's one thing. Get you 2 businesses, not one. I've been doing this since November, actually. But get you 1 or 2 businesses like this right here, black businesses. That's what this came from. My nails, black girl did my nails, black girls did my feet, black girls did my hair. No, she didn't make the hair, but I'm just saying. I mean, I try to shop black anytime I can. No
I
lie.
get my cigars from Havana Mix downtown.
I'll wait 3-4 weeks so I can get with some black. And I mean, so y'all got to learn how to work with each other. Shit, if they doing you wrong, tell them, excuse me, look, this not working. Cut the attitude. Try to work that shit out. Settle your differences. Because these motherfuckers are gonna murder you in the street. And teach your fucking kids. And if you don't know, get with somebody who know, because it's some knowledge out there that y'all missing. Stop relying on religion, because you are God. I promise you. You just don't know it. Stop relying on religion, man. You are God. You are God. So anyway, that's all I had to say.
Hey, knowledge is power. Knowledge is definitely power, Stacey. You said something right there. I appreciate you and everything that that you provide this show, man. Definitely. Let me bring it on home, man. My final take on everything before we get up out of here. I wanted to address the changing of the narrative that goes on in the media, that goes on with CNN, the Fox News, with the looters and everything in regards to that. Guys, I've been watching all weekend long, and pretty much half or maybe majority of the looters I've seen were not us.
Sure wouldn't.
It was not us.
Mm-mm.
However, when they play it back on Fox News or CNN, those animals were out there looting, thugs looting, and I feel like we're just pawns in the game at this point. There's something sinister going on. That's the driving force behind all of this. I don't know what the end game is, but I feel like we're just chess pieces. We're pawns in the game at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Time will tell what that end game is, and there's something going on here to where you see policemen camouflaged with gas masks and umbrellas breaking out windows at AutoZone. Like, what's really going on here? And last thought, I don't give a damn if George Floyd was a porn star. I don't give a damn about none of that. Why is it always when we're the victims, when we're killed at the hands of policemen, they always find a way to try to victimize the victim? They always try to find a way to discredit our death, to demean us. I don't give a damn if he didn't pay a traffic ticket. I don't give a damn what. I don't care what it was. That man died, was murdered for no fucking reason other than being black in America. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He posed no threat at all. And we're talking a forgery call? Bullshit. That was personal.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking personal.
He probably saw that video.
They knew. We gotta wake up, y'all. We gotta wake up. What we gonna do? I'm down for whatever at this point. All I wanna know is what's the plan? What we gonna do? Let's mobilize. Let's get it together. And let's roll forward. Whatever way we going, I'm gonna roll with you. But what is the plan? That's all I got, man. It's been a great show. Appreciate everybody that checked in, man. All of our Essentialites out there, everybody that joined the show and shared their thoughts. Shout out to my man Rob Love for joining us, man. Oh yeah, and shout out to my man State Rep Democratic Antonio Parkinson, man, our state representative. He wanted to get on also, but he was very busy, man. We're going to get to him very, very soon, man, in the near future, man. So shout out to him, always doing great work in the community. My man, Antonio Parkinson, man. We're going to definitely get him on the show soon. But, hey, man, that's it, man, for my homie, Lee Johnson. For the homie, my ace, Brandon Steele. For my sister, Stacy Camille Twa. I am your host, Jonathan C. Smith, and we want to remind each and every one of y'all out there, you are all essential as fuck. And we love each and every one of y'all, man. We're going to do this again. Same time next week, 6 o'clock next Sunday, man. Make sure you join us for another edition of Essential AF Podcast. Go like, go share our page, go subscribe right now on our YouTube channel, #Essential AF Podcast. Until next Sunday, we out, y'all. We love y'all, man. Stay strong. We love y'all.